Invite people and encourage people to change their bodies. Something about December 26th and January 1st, and then the day after the Super Bowl, and then the day after tax day. Those are sort of the big weight loss holidays that we see spikes in activity. I don't know what that's about. You know, people get done with their guacamole at the Super Bowl, they put it in there, they're like, I'm now going to do something. Right? Day after tax day, they're all tense and they got to deal with the money. They write the check, they get it in April 15th, they're like, I'm now going to do something. So there's these moments that every year sort of come around. So what do you do in the middle of October when people are thinking about the candy jars and the outfits and the holidays and they're starting to wear sweaters, and not so much in Phoenix, but you know, they just everything changes. You're thinking football, there's school, and there's activities, and there's all this stuff that takes over the behaviors and choices that led to maybe some weight loss in the first 2 quarters of the year. And that right there is the problem. There it is, we identified it. The problem is that in October or in September, we begin to make choices that allow fitness, that allow healthy choices sort of fall out of our consciousness. That let us, you know, if your life, if your day is a plate, that fitness and healthy food choices or portion control or the habit of drinking this shake goes away because other things start to take the precedence. Right there is why there's a trend of obesity, because it's easy, the commercials for chips and pizza and all this gratifying stuff, and you start to think cooler weather and watching TV and the new seasons come along. It's very easy to take this off because we're all working really hard. We're all trying to get things done and dealing with the family, and you're tired and there's laundry and all that stuff. And this is why it happens. Guess why you have the potential to join this Millionaires Club? Guess why there's this silly company called Beachbody with balloons on stages, applauding people at Emerald and Diamond and Star Diamond and all these ranks? Why is there this opportunity when, you know, why does this opportunity exist? Because society and culture has allowed for a mentality that lets healthy choices be pushed aside in the name of hard work, being tired, or desiring some gratification. Right there, this is what you need to learn today, or walk out of here with. This struggle that you're going to deal with in October, November, and December is exactly how and why you can make a 6-figure income, because it's hard. And so what you're going to deal with, we have this calendar. Has anybody downloaded that calendar that we have with the, okay, so we're asking people to get 3 prospects a day. Try to get 3 prospects a day and write them in that calendar. And if you haven't started it, you haven't done it, you're in this room, you made the effort to get here today. Don't walk out here and not do that part of the effort. This is a little meeting that we've got. I want you to go home, print out that calendar, or get your own calendar, but write 3 names down. Meet 3 people on Facebook. As you walk out of here, stand on the street corner and meet people and find out what people's goals are. Talk to them about what they want to achieve. Why are they letting fitness and healthy choices be secondary, or what they call tertiary, which is third? Love that word, tertiary. SAT word. Isabella, note that. So, you know, why does that happen? So when you have that conversation, you can even say, hey, you know what, I was talking to the CEO on Saturday, and we were talking about how people, the CEO of Beachbody, I know, crazy name, but go with it. And we were talking about why do people stop caring about their food intake, their food consumption, and being active when it comes to October. Like, we were talking about that. What do you think? What, do you keep working out? No, I don't keep working out. I try to do a little bit of stuff. Have you ever thought of a home workout? I've got a challenge group. So you can start the conversation. Just start the conversation in general terms and see if you can get down into what their goal is, okay? So when you start that conversation and you know you're gonna get a no, like you know it, 100 out of 100 times you're going to talk to people about this stuff, and they will say no to you. Not interested in that challenge group right now, but you're taking. I'm going to write your name down on the calendar. CEO told me to do it. Writing it on my little calendar. And can I just put your email address or your phone number on there just in case? Okay, here's my email address, my phone number. Put you on my calendar. And then here's what's going to happen. All that hard work of hearing no over and over. And remember, you and I, we're talking right now. This is our little meeting. This isn't some speech. We're having a meeting right now. And I'm telling you, you're going to hear no after no after no. Some people will say yes. That, you know, you go to 200, you might get a yes. Or maybe you get 2 yeses. But it's going to be a lot of no's right now. But what you're doing is literally planting seeds on that calendar. Because all those names, they're gonna when December 26th or January 1st or the day after the Super Bowl or the day after tax day, they're gonna be like, I gotta lose weight. Who is that crazy lady that stopped me on the corner and started talking? She put me on her calendar she said I was a seed. And she's hopefully going to have a card from you, or you have friended her on Facebook or following each other on Instagram, and you're going to be the one that she or he calls when it's time for them to be serious. Because they're going to be like, you know what? You were the one still talking about it when nobody else was talking about health and fitness. When, you know, if you have a job, you go out to lunch, hey, let's all go, we're all going to Fridays for lunch. Okay, cool, let's go. And you're the one watching your health and fitness. So you get your burger and you cut your burger in half and you say to the waiter, here, look, box up that other half of that burger, and you take a little tiny handful of fries and you put it there and you just look at your portions and you squeeze in your little red container. And people are like, crazy! She's got those little Tupperware containers. But you're the one that does it. You send it back, or you're eating a salad, and everybody's like, she's eating a salad. She's a crazy food Nazi. But what's going to happen is when it comes to December 26th or January 1st or the day after the Super Bowl, they'll be like, I need to talk to that food Nazi. She had it together. You're going to be the one that they remember. Doesn't mean you can't enjoy a little bit of French fries or half a burger or a slice of pizza, but you're the one that keeps it together. Fight for your life now. That's the point. Fight for it now when it's hard. That's why it's a fight. If it's easy, guys, there is no opportunity for us. Beachbody doesn't need coaches if it's easy. I need you. This opportunity exists because it's hard. We're redefining an industry because the industry of weight loss and fitness and wellness is hard. It's hard to hold people accountable, and it's very difficult to scale that. You know, I like to say that there was a time when the profession of doctor didn't exist. The profession of nurse was like this crazy person in the village that would go and they put leeches on you. There you go, there's your leeches, your prescription for leeches. You know, but like that. And then professional medicine came along. And then this idea of a doctor became commonplace. That idea of a career, being a doctor or a nurse or a pharmacist, that became a thing. But that's not, you know, that's just in the industrial age. Like, it's not that old, this concept of truly professional. There's 4 million doctors, nurses, pharmacists in the US. So it's probably 4.5 million if you bring Canada into the equation. Now, everybody in here has at least one doctor, maybe a couple of doctors, plus a dentist, probably go see a pharmacist, maybe 2, right? Everybody in here has it. I think that what we are doing is defining a new category of a career called a coach. We hope that that career is called Beachbody Coach or Team Beachbody Coach, and you're the ones who are defining what that is on a daily basis. Is it just about selling Shakeology? Absolutely not. Is it just about getting Success Club points? Absolutely not. It's about helping people so that we get more and more people come up on the stage and tell their real, true transformation stories that transcend what sickness and treatment is about, because we start to treat sickness before it gets terrible. We start to treat the relationship with care at the beginning of the relationship. When you become a coach and you're dealing with a person, you treat it with care right up front, right at the beginning. Not when somebody's in dire need. Perhaps right now, just like, hey, be a part of our team. I read, where did I read this quote? I must have been online on Facebook or something, but or maybe it was in my little group. I have this group of 10 coaches who are the top 10 from September, and we're texting them. My butt is vibrating right now. I can tell it's my group. Yes, they're close to me at all times. Don't tell them. But I think somewhere in there, I got a stat that the best coaches, the most successful coaches at recruiting are the ones that the relationship took about 6 months to sign that person up. And then those become the best customers / coaches. So it's not like while you're planting seeds and you're writing these things down, it's not like, hey, you want to be a coach? Or hey, you want to join my challenge group? It doesn't happen like that. You got to plant those seeds now. That's why it takes a couple of years to really get to a 6-figure income. But it happens if you start early and you start a relationship, and then it builds, and then at some point it's going to convert. They're going to want, the right time will happen, and then they're going to, we call it work with the willing. And then that person's going to want to be a part of what you're doing, and they'll become a leader in your group. But right now is when it's the hard part. Right now is when you're going to, like, there will be people in your teams that want to quit. There will be people in your teams, and you're going to type something on Facebook, and you'll be like, how's everybody doing with their success club? And it's going to be like, I can't get anybody. And the next person's going to be like, yeah, everybody says no to me. And then the next person's going to be like, I know, nobody seems to want to work out during this time of year. And the next person's going to be like, yeah, that Shakeology is too expensive. And the next person's going to be like, yeah, I'm experiencing that too. I really don't know if this business is going to work. And then some guy's going to put it in, this is just for women. It doesn't seem that it works for men. And you're going to be like, oh my God, this business is awful. You're the one that has to stop that negative chatter right away. Because what's going to happen is if you go in there and you go, hey guys, see this? This is exactly why we have a problem, because it's very easy to get on the negative crazy train. Very easy to go down that road because it lets everybody off the hook, and they can go back and they can have 4 slices of pizza instead of 1 or 2. They can have the whole burger, they can eat all the fries, they can just watch football, play video games, watch TV, and complain. That's a very easy choice to make. But if you go in there on your Facebook groups and go, you know what guys, this is why we have an opportunity. Everything that you're saying right now is why there's an opportunity for us to be in a millionaires club. So if you want to be one of these people who the point is about complaining about it. It's one thing, reality is reality. People are saying no, I totally get it. People aren't signing up, you're not making Success Club, I totally get it. But you cannot say that, you cannot type that, and get away with it unless you're getting 3 names a day on your calendar, because otherwise, stay quiet, you are not in the game. And the reason I say this in a somewhat confrontational way is I'm so tired of seeing people waste their energy and their opportunity and their potential. Even in this room, there are people with this outrageous, well, everybody in this room has outrageous potential. You've all got your own individual stories, your own individual problems and wounds from childhood and, you know, just wounds from life. And so do I. And so do the top 10 coaches and the elite coaches. Every one of us has that. And those little gifts are things that we can share. That vulnerability is what we can share. Because we're all wounded and we're all trying to heal it. But we're not going to let it ruin our lives. We're going to get over it. We're going to work through it. And we're going to find a way that even though people are saying no to Success Club and no to my challenge group, I'm going to get that name on my calendar and I'm going to fight through it. You've got such incredible potential. It's outrageous. Every one of you, next time I come here, which hopefully won't be that long, everybody in here should stand up and beat Diamond. The opportunity is huge. 200 million people, overweight or obese. I would venture to say almost 300 million people in this country with some wounded self-esteem issue that they would love to just have one productive thing that they can get traction on in their lives, and it can be their health and food choices, their fitness and their food choices. Like, that's an easy thing that we can control. Even when it's super dark, it's still at 7 a.m. and it's getting dark again at 5. It's like, oh my God, I always want to sleep. You fight through that. That's our job. It's going to be hard for the next 3 months. But if you want to do something positive for society, positive for your neighborhood, positive for your family, positive for yourself, right now is when you have to fight through it. Do you want to be one of the people on this stage with a giant $1 million check that you can't cash? You gotta fight for that piece of cardboard, man. That's not free. You fight for that with effort, and you fight for that with courage. And here's the thing. I heard an interview with, maybe it was Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone, one of those guys, and just talking about how whenever he's not failing, he feels like he's not living. Whenever he doesn't have the potential to fail, he's just not striving to reach his potential. You always want to just be a little bit, the ice is just a little bit thinner than it should be. Doesn't mean that you can't be comfortable, doesn't mean that you can't feel a sense of safety. You know, when people say that they're gonna, like I'll get messages, people will say, I'm gonna become a full-time Beachbody coach. I'll be the first one to say, not yet. You gotta make sure that your cash flow is nailed, you gotta make sure you can pay rent and put food on the table. But like Rhonda said, you know, you make some choices. You do the 99-cent store, you find a way to make it work. Because what you're doing is, you're not stocking up on a bunch of soap, you're not filling your garage with a bunch of candles, you're feeding your body well, you're feeding your family well with this incredible, dense, potent, nutritional shake, and you're doing some workouts that are more efficient and less expensive than having a gym membership. So you're actually being cost conscious. But you have to fight for that. You got to get your mind right about it, because we are the ones defining what this is. It sounds weird. You're going to talk to people and be like, I can't afford that shake. And you're like, you can't afford not to have that shake because you're not eating well the rest of the day. Your body needs that shake. This is why we're getting sick. You don't want to be sick? You got to drink that shake. I'm not saying the shake cures anything, but I am saying that the shake feeds the body in a way that the body can help heal itself, that the body can fight off toxins and life and stress and just help your body respond. You're still going to get sick sometimes. Sometimes it's all going to conspire against you, but hopefully sick will be shorter and hopefully it'll be less acute. But the point is, we're all different here. We're all different in here, and we're going to have different experiences. And I promise you that there is no miracle cure. Shakeology is not a miracle. I was on a phone call the other day with the formulators. So there's Darren and Isabel, my wife, who they co-formulated Shakeology, and they were on the phone with the science guys, right? And the science guys are like, well, you need to prove that maca does that, and you need to prove that rhodiola does that, and all these things. And they were talking about some tweaks to the formula, and it was like a battle on the phone. And I'm like, that's my wife screaming. And but they're battling because they care. Like, if you knew the fights that happen about Shakeology, you would be like, that stuff is forged in like the steel of love. Like, everybody cares so much about what goes in that bag and how it's done and how it's presented. It's crazy. Like, I've never seen this kind of effort around a product on an ongoing basis. It's now I think it's 7 years old. And that is an incredibly special product. And it's difficult for you to understand it because you're not on the phone, or it's difficult for you to articulate it, but you have to know it. I'm telling you right now, that crazy, expensive bag of powder is so much more potent and just filled with care and love that it would blow your mind. And any day that you miss it is a day that you're just not loving yourself enough, because you need that scoop of love, man. You gotta get it. I think today's gonna be like 290 for me. I'll do my shake when I get home. That's why I have to fly out of here fast. Can't miss a day. But what you represent, it's gonna seem weird to people. That shake's too expensive. I can go get a different shake at Whole Foods. No, it's not gonna taste as good. It's not gonna be as dense. I guarantee you, I can't imagine knowing corporate culture that there is a group fighting as passionately for both the quality and the cost effectiveness of a product like I hear every week about Shakeology. I guarantee you that when you join a gym or you get a trainer, that there are very few groups that care about the outcome of a fitness program like I see these fights that happen around the office when we're putting a fitness program together. Masters, Hammer, and Chisel, you know, Sagi and Autumn, like, they look like these two nice people, and I'm sure they get along. Man, it was battle royale putting that program together. I was like, he's so big, he's gonna eat me. And I was talking about Autumn. Yeah, he's gonna kill it. Like, these are tough people with like passion, and they care. And what ends up coming out is a product that is outrageously good. It's just outstanding. But it does nothing unless people like you are the answer. And like, I'm not saying that to placate you, I'm not flying down here and make you feel good. I'm telling you, it is incumbent on you to be the ones that are changing Arizona, that change the Southwest, that change people's lives on Facebook, because you gotta believe. You cannot listen to the negative voice that's gonna try to get at you all October, November, and December. Because if that's the way you approach this, if you're not getting those 3 names now, you're gonna find yourself with no momentum going into December 26th and January 1st, and you're gonna be the one who's trying to get up to speed then. And you're gonna be like, why does Brigida get all attention? Why does Stephanie, why do they get why are they so successful? I can't do it like them. They've just got the gift of gab or something. No, you know what they've got? They've got the gift of taking action right now. They do the work now when it's really hard. So you wanna create some wealth? You wanna be the one that people call? Like Teresa just was like, now she's getting calls from people, you changed my life. You guys have the potential to change lives. Help people deal with disease, help people deal with poverty, help people get themselves out of their circumstances. What are you gonna do with that potential? I'm up here asking you, I'm begging you to take that potential and work it hard now. Go to bed tired, be too tired to do laundry. That's my new, get a bumper sticker. Be too tired to do laundry. Carl said it's okay. Man, these Beachbody Coaches stink. Too tired to do laundry. That's true. So that's what I'm asking you. I'm saying when you leave here, like this is like just getting together, shaking hands, we're getting to know each other. You are reconnecting to what's happening for the rest of October. We got the Fall Classic coming in November, but you're the one. You have to step up all the way and say, I believe in this, I want to do this, I want to help people, I want people to thank me for helping them, and I want to create some financial independence for myself. You have many options in terms of network marketing. I promise you this, they are all hard. There will be different comp plans, there's different products, but work and creating wealth is always hard. There is no gimme. And if somebody offers you a gimme, if somebody says it's really that easy, man, that is fake. Run away, because it just doesn't exist. There is no vacuum that just is like, money. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. Because somebody else will fill it, or they won't share it, that's for sure. You know, they're gonna do it for themselves. The reason this is an opportunity is the network effect. The more people we help, the more people you convince that they can change their lives with the challenge group, the more people they'll attract, because they'll be like, hey, I feel better now. Now they're gonna be the ones at Fridays cutting their burger in half, a little handful of fries, a little bit of a salad. They'll be ones carrying around a Shakeology cup at work. Now that attracts another 3 people. And then those 3 people attract another 3 people. You're writing names down because you're going to be the one affecting lives. Now they're going to be the ones affecting lives. But nothing happens if we walk out of here and go back to our daily lives and go, I'm just going to keep on my current tempo because I don't want to break a sweat with this. I'm asking you to break a sweat with this. I'm asking you to break a sweat because I think you've got incredible potential. I'm always amazed by when I see somebody who's like quiet and demure, I think that's the right word. Like, you know, like sort of like, yeah, and then all of a sudden, something sparks and they go, you know what, I want that. I want to pay cash for Christmas presents. I want to have a great vacation next year, and I'm going to take responsibility for it now in October to plant these seeds when it's going to be hard. That's what potential, that's called latent potential, and it exists in you right now. You just can't expect it to be like seed corn. It doesn't work that way, right? Seed rose bush. It's got to grow. It's going to take time. It's going to take you starting a relationship. And you're going to start that relationship, and over time, at some point, that personal light bulb's going to go off, and you're going to find that the more, like, why would you stop doing this 3 a day even after October, November, December? You keep doing that year round, you're going to be like, holy smokes, man, this business is like jamming. That's called just incredible momentum, incredible velocity, because you're putting the time in now. If you can, here's how you challenge yourself. If you can be consistent with this 3 names a day activity through the rest of the year, you will have overcome the hardest part of the job, and the rest of, and you will start like kind of in line to be elite for 2016 and to set up a career of rank advancement and bonuses for the entire 2016 and 2017, because now you're going to have the habits that were forged when it was hard. And that means that you are truly aligned with Beachbody, because we have never had it easy. P90X, when we first tested it, took us 24 tries of that infomercial. Everybody said it'll never work. That you'll never make that show work. It looks too hard. By show, I mean infomercial. And even people around the company, I told this story to leadership, even people around the company were like, when's Carl going to stop trying to make P90X work? It worked because we never quit on it. We worked it hard. We just never had it easy. We never had this big home run that just went boom. It worked out of nothing. No, P90X worked because we worked it hard. We figured it out. We believed in it, and we got it there, and that became a $1 billion brand. Same thing with Shakeology. Everybody said, no way you can sell a shake for $4 a serving when you can go get Slim Fast and these other things. There's other meal replacement shakes. I'm like, I don't have a problem with protein. That's not my problem. I have a problem getting dense nutrition. And I'm sick all the time and I have no energy because I can't stand vegetables. Broccoli, cauliflower, seriously, how do people eat these things? So I need it. So we create this shake. There's got to be 1 million people out there like me who would like to have a chocolate treat every day that is actually going to help them offset this problem with food like I've got. And turns out, you know, after 2 years of people in the network saying, we can't sell this, we can't do it, a group of people said, you know what, I think we can. This is actually really good stuff. It makes me feel better. And they succeeded with it. And now we've got, you know, I think it's almost 500,000 people drink this thing every single day. That should be 1 million. It should be 2 million. It should be 20 million. But it's only going to happen if you guys do the work, if you guys believe in it, and understand and accept the fact that October is going to be hard. November is going to be hard. That's why we have the Fall Classic. It's on you to overcome hard. It's on you to be okay with it being hard. I said at leadership that this is a revolution, right? I mean, it's very easy for the trend of obesity, which is going up like this, and studies that say that a person who's obese is very, very likely to continue to be obese the rest of their lives. The odds are against an obese person ever turning that around. But it can be done. We've heard stories today that it can be done. I don't accept this fact that this trend has to continue going up and more of the population has to suffer from these behaviors that they haven't been able to kick. We are the change agents. And it happens now. It happens by showing people, being the proof the product works. You've got to be on a program of some kind, whether you're training with me for this crazy botathon idea. What a stupid idea. But it's going to be fun. So October 31st, I'm going to try to make it through 2.5 hours of extreme workouts. I've been training for the last 2 months to get there. It's going okay. My elbow hurts a little bit, but I'm going to do it. And so that's what I do. Some people do the challenge du jour on Beachbody On Demand. Somebody in the middle of a 21-day fixed challenge group. And I talked yesterday about, I did a video yesterday about this thing that I call the Daikeler theory. I came up with this idea. And it came out of my little top 10 group. The Daikeler theory is G+MBG equals S. All right? G is for goals. So you're talking to somebody, you're out on the corner or whatever, or you have a goal. The goal is, I want to lose 10 pounds by Thanksgiving. When you get to what somebody's goal is, or I just want to start to feel better, I'd like to lose 5 pounds by the end of the year, or I'd like to lose 30 pounds by the end of the year. As you put the effort into getting these names and trying to, do you have a goal, a fitness goal by Thanksgiving, or a fitness goal by Christmas, or by the end of the year? Try to get to that goal. So somebody says, yeah, I'd like to lose 10 pounds by the first of the year, or I'd like to maintain my weight despite going to parties and having Thanksgiving. I want to try to see if I can stay flat rather than put on those 5 pounds that creep on the last 3 months of the year. Say, okay, that's your goal. We'll put it on my little calendar. Carl told me to fill out. And then you say, okay, how are you going to do that? Because I'm starting a 21-day fixed challenge group. I'm going to put you in, you're in my 21-day fixed challenge group, get you in the challenge pack, and they go, oh, no, I don't want that. I'm like, well, wait a minute. You just said you wanted to do it. Yeah, but I didn't really mean I would buy something about it. I'm like, well, you want to succeed, you got to use something, right? Yeah, I got to use something. Well, then let's get, this is an incredible deal. It's on special right now. Let's do it. I'm like, well, I I do want to do it, but I didn't know. All right, look, is this a goal? Is that your G? Yes, I want to lose 10 pounds by Thanksgiving. Let's go with that example. All right, I'm promising you that if you don't lose 10 pounds by Thanksgiving, you will get your money back. That's the MBG, money back guarantee. So if it truly is your goal to lose 10 pounds by Thanksgiving, are we in agreement on that? Is your goal? Yes, it is. Okay, if I promise you that you'll do that, you'll achieve that goal, or you get your money back, is it worth it to get started today? And that sounds like makes sense. You'll remind me about the money back guarantee. I'll put in my calendar to remind you about this on day 25, or day 21. And if you don't lose your 10 pounds in that time, or if you're unsatisfied, even after you've finished this $130 bag of powder, you're going to get your money back, and no harm, no foul. But I hope you succeed. I hope you keep it. I want you to lose it. If you lose the 10 pounds, is it worth $140? I think so. And to keep it off, and to keep feeling good and healthy, is it worth $130 a month for this shape? I think it is. So why don't we get going, right? G plus MBG equals success. It equals a success club point for you. It equals success for them, because their goal is to lose weight. It equals success for the company. That's why we put these two things together, and that's what you do for the last 2 weeks of this month, is you use that formula. Try to get at somebody's goals, and you're not putting goals on them, you're trying to elicit what their goals are. Try to pull it out of them. And once you get, okay, that's really your goal? Yeah, I kind of would like to lose that 10 pounds by the end of the year or by Thanksgiving. All right, great. You really want to do it? You really want to do it? Let's go! And then money back guarantee. That makes it easy. You're going to get your money back if you don't succeed. But you have to be the ones. You're being the proof. You're inviting. And last vital behavior, of course, do the personal development. I think sitting in here is a part of personal development. Just the fact that you showed up, that's awesome. You did your personal development today. But get some books on tape and get something to read at home. Make 10, 15, 20 minutes a day. Time to deal with the wounds, the weaknesses, the derailers that affect you specifically. Don't just read what everybody else is reading. Don't just go to the seminars that everybody else is going to. Look inside for what is the thing that derails me. Is it patience? Is it fear? Or lack of patience, I mean? Too much fear, whatever the thing is that you've said, oh, that's why I lost that job, or that's why I failed at that project. Look for it, and then you go, let me go get a couple books on that particular issue. That's what personal development's about. It's personal. Invite. Be the proof. Be the proof doesn't mean have a six-pack. It means you're doing something to show that this lifestyle is meaningful, and that it does affect you in a positive way. That's why you post pictures. That's why I'm posting pictures of my Shakeology. I'm just trying to show people it is meaningful to me. I'm being the proof that the product is meaningful to me. And I think you should either repost that, or post your own Shakeology picture, or post your own sweaty selfie. Show people that it's meaningful, so that at this time, October, November, December, when everybody else takes healthy choices off their plate, when they make excuses, when they're filling in your Facebook, you're the one that shows them no. That's the behavior that stops this year. That's my effort. As I'm getting these 3 names a day, I'm showing people that the trend of obesity can stop if we stop this 4th quarter, October, November, December, habit of dismissing healthy choices. That's the job. And with that job, you have thousands and thousands and millions of dollars of potential sitting in here, right in this room. Because whoever solves this problem is going to create value, and that's going to create wealth. And I want you to share in it. I want it to be substantial. I want you to have those boats. I want you to have those cars, because that means you're helping people. That's all this is. If you're just in it for the money, the body will reject the organ. This Team Beachbody just doesn't work here. It works in other networks. Here, it's about work. It's about helping people consume these products and use these products so that they get results. And if you're a part of that ecosystem, you're going to be one of the people featured on these slides. You're going to be one of these people up on this stage, and you're going to be somebody that people appreciate and are grateful for, and that's a great way to live life. So I'm lucky enough to be the CEO of this company, and I get tense, and I get annoyed, and I Every October, I go through this same sort of mental crisis of how do I get people to realize that this is the job. The rest of the year, that was awesome and we did great. We have broken records every single month, but right now is the work. And I go through this crisis every single fourth quarter. So what I'm saying to you is, my gratitude for what you do and everything you've done all year continues. You have no idea how much respect I have for what you do. It's like amazing. I'm blown away every day. Every time I come to one of these events, I'm just like, oh, I can't believe this is this little driving through Hollywood, Beachbody. Okay, let's do that. And then, there's 1,000 people in a room. How'd that happen? But it doesn't mean anything unless we keep going, keep getting better, and reach more people. I was with a guy the other day. I was a billionaire. I was like, hey, a billionaire. I'm gonna have lunch with a billionaire. And he was like, wow, you must be so proud and you must be so just happy with your success. I'm like, really? I'm not. Like, I don't feel it at all. I feel like we just got started. And every time I experience October and I see things start to slow down, I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing wrong? I haven't solved this riddle yet because I haven't gotten people to believe that now's the time when they have to step up for themselves. They have to step up for themselves and step up for people around them. So in closing, I just want to say, let's fight through this crisis together by first acknowledging that it is a crisis. October, November, December is a crisis. It feels good, it's getting cooler, it's a nice time of year, and all these feel good and holiday parties and people get together, but the crisis of obesity sneaks up behind that and takes advantage of us. And we're the ones that have to break that cycle. It is a crisis. Let's work through it together, and we'll have incredible success then come end of December, January, and February. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for this IJM thing in the back. That's so sweet of you guys, and I love your hearts. Thank you, Phoenix, for having me here today.